absolutely nothing wrong with taking this time if you want to and moving your body when it feels right, but to make you feel inadequate because you're not doing that is fucked up, and I hate it. So this video is actually completely unplanned. I woke up and sort of had the idea to film like a big sis advice video, and I decided to roll with it because this is something that I've been seeing a lot of since this whole quarantine thing has started. Sometimes I really enjoy just like turning on the camera and chatting to you guys about things that are relevant in my life, in the world, and hopefully a lot of you will either relate to this or take something from this, but I have just been seeing so much, whether it be articles, whether it be people on YouTube talking about it, whether it be tweets, Instagram posts, whatever, all related around the topic of glowing up during this quarantine. If you don't emerge from this quarantine as like the most snatched version of yourself, then you played yourself, blah, blah, like just so much. And I mean, let's face it, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. This is something that is really uncharted territory. It's really scary. It's really sad. I mean, the facts are the facts. We obviously know that there have been over 2.2 million people affected by this virus, and I'm not gonna go too much into that. There's been over 40,000 deaths globally. On top of that, 22 million Americans are unemployed and don't have access to their health insurance anymore. And it's just so scary. I think the thing that we're all grieving a lot is the fact that there's just this uncertainty. We don't know exactly when this is going to end. We don't know when or if life will ever resume as it was before. And so it's just giving everyone a lot of feels. You know what I mean? We're all feeling all the feels. However, one of those feels that I think a lot of people, myself included, are experiencing is the feeling of anxiety based around not being productive enough, sort of like basing your worth around your productivity level, and then also your body image in quarantine or in this crazy time in the world. And something that I see quite a bit, actually, I'm gonna emerge from this quarantine snatched and skinny, and I'm gonna use this time to hit my weight goals. And like, you don't have to worry about the way your body looks or changes during a global pandemic. You don't have to lose weight or stress about gaining weight or stress about your body changing when there are so many more serious things in the world right now, and literally all of us are in survival mode at the moment. People are legitimately dying by the hundreds, by the thousands, and now by the tens of thousands when we're going through such a crazy, trying time in the world. Like, literally everywhere in the world is being affected by this. To take it a step further and say, if you're not emerging from this quarantine 10 pounds lighter, then you're playing yourself. It makes me really sad. It makes me really sad, and it's something that I've even struggled with during this time. So I'm not coming from this like high horse, or I'm standing on this podium being like, hey, this is the way it is and you need to be like this. No, this is at me as well. Something that's so deeply ingrained in our brains, you know, diet culture and just body image in general is so flawed and so skewed because of the media, because of airbrushing, face tuning, social media, whatever. But it's just something that really started getting under my skin. I see it so much on social media during this freaking crazy time. I've seen people take this time and use, like, brands and companies use it as a way to manipulate people further, people who struggle with their relationships with food or their bodies, and use marketing campaigns that target fat people or people trying to lose weight or people with eating disorders, and say, hey, like, we're giving you a discount if you want to sign up now, like, we'll help you get back in shape. Or like, you're stuck at home, so no better time than now to fix your body. Or, you know, there are creators who are like, this is my at-home fitness boot camp, it's gonna get your ass into shape during quarantine. And it just makes me want to scream, because there is absolutely nothing wrong with taking this time if you want to, and moving your body when it feels right, and exercising if it gets those endorphins going and makes you feel good. But to make you feel inadequate because you're not doing that is fucked up, and I hate it. So this video isn't meant to shame anyone. I'm not saying that what you're doing is wrong or what someone else is doing is right. I'm saying that's your journey, but don't make other people feel that they're not doing enough because they're not doing as much as you. Does that make sense? I've also seen a lot of memes that are sort of based around this topic. Things like, you know, me emerging out of quarantine like 30 pounds fatter, and it's like these really unflattering photos that again paint fat bodies or larger bodies in a negative light, which is something that we definitely don't need on top of everything else. And some of you might even notice changes in your own body. Even over the last month, you know, we're not able to move around as much as we normally do. We're not having access to as much food as we're used to having. Maybe we're not worried as much about dieting or intuitive eating or whatever it is that you're following, and you're not, you know, perfectly nourishing your body at the moment, and that's okay. Right now, we're in a period of survival. Like literally our only primary goal is to survive and hopefully stay home and prevent other people from getting sick, prevent ourselves from getting sick, and wait this whole thing out until hopefully eventually the curve keeps flattening and we can start reintegrating into society. And so in this time, we are literally surviving. So you don't have to eat perfectly. You don't have to move your body every single day. If you feel like what makes you feel good, the only thing that makes you feel good today is like eating a fucking brownie or a plate of brownies or a tray of brownies or the bowl of brownie batter if you're me, because girl, ooh, that stuff is so good. It is perfectly okay, and everything that you're doing right now is okay. It's okay to gain weight during social distancing or a global pandemic or whatever you want to call it. It's okay to see changes in your body. It's normal that your body is changing. Think about how your life was a month ago and then how it is now. I mean, I haven't left my house in like, well, besides taking my dog to the vet for surgery, haven't left my house in, what is it, like almost 40 days at this point? Of course things are going to be different. You know, we have that one government mandated walk a day. I'm not out running errands. I'm not running around with friends. I'm not thrifting. I'm not shopping. And my priority at the moment isn't like staying on top of my physique. I'm sorry, my priority at the moment is sanitizing things when they come into my home, washing my damn hands, keeping my family safe and protected, and those around me as well. And that's all I'm worried about. Like the absolute base level of survival is the only thing that's necessary, and everything else is okay. As long as it's not harming anyone, as long as you're staying home and staying safe, everything is okay. If you feel like eating salads every day during this quarantine, go off. Honestly, go off, but don't feel terrible about yourself if that's not your reality at the moment. If you're anything like me, you probably suffer from a little bit of negative self-talk, and that's something that I'm constantly trying to work on, but it's like always that little voice in the back of your head that's telling you you're not doing enough, your body is changing, therefore it's your fault, you're letting yourself go, you're not being productive enough, you're not learning 8 new languages and learning how to paint and taking your time to only do things that are productive. And the point of this video and what I'm asking you to do is just give yourself a little bit of a break. And that's me talking to me as well. Give yourself a little break. Be gentle with yourself. Stop being so critical and even comparing yourself to what other people are doing during this time. If all you were able to do today is shower or brush your teeth or make yourself a nice meal or change from your pajamas into different pajamas, you are doing absolutely okay. Whatever you have to do to get through the day and take care of yourself mentally, that is okay and that is acceptable. There are days where I get up and get ready and take a shower and do my makeup and film videos, but then there are other days where I wear the same clothes for 3 days and don't shower and cry and feel absolutely doomed about the state of the world, and both of those are okay. Both of those are part of grief. That is actually collectively what we are going through as a society right now, is grief. We are losing people. People are actually dying. People are getting sick and being affected long term. It's really scary. Like, this is a really, really hard time. And what we are going through and those weird feelings, those unsettled feelings that we are experiencing right now in this time in the world is grief. We are grieving what our lives used to be and what the new normal is going to be moving forward, and all the loss and the sickness and the heartbreak, and even little things like missing going to travel and flying to tropical places and hanging out with our friends and hugging our family. Like, all of these things that are happening right now are so sad. And if all you're able to accomplish in a day is watch a few YouTube videos and like put some deodorant on, then like, babe, you're doing f***ing awesome. Keep it up. And if you're able to accomplish a lot more than that, then hats off to you. You're doing freaking fantastic as well. No two journeys are the same. No two walks of life are the same. Most of the time, I'm obsessively reading news articles, trying to set boundaries with that, you know, just staying thankful that my family is safe and okay, constantly being paranoid and worried about my family members. You know, both my parents live in different states by themselves. I'm constantly obsessing over checking with them, like telling them to sanitize their groceries when they come in their house and making sure that they have access to masks. You know, this is like, it's a time. It's a time. So what we're not gonna do is put all of that unnecessary pressure on ourselves to not only be absolutely the most productive we've ever been during the saddest and scariest time of our life, but also change our body and punish our body and blame our body for changing a little bit during this time. Like, you know, when you hear it like that, it's like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Closing out this video, I would really just love more than anything if you would just give yourself a little bit of compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Give yourself a little room, a little space, a little bit of grace to just be where you are today. If you're feeling more called towards like unplugging, taking time away from social media, slowing down, then absolutely do that. If you're even feeling pulled in the other direction, if you're feeling like, yeah, I just kind of want to like, you know, work out today, then do that. That feels amazing and I'm proud of you and that's awesome. But it's equally awesome if you're not in that place that day. Does that make sense? Anyways, I'm sure there are gonna be people who are picking apart the things that I have to say, but I hope you know that this message is rooted in good intention, and I just want all of us to show the compassion for ourselves that we often show for other people so freely. And yeah, I felt like I had to get that off my chest because I've just seen so much of that talk circulating on my timeline and on social media and whatnot. So hopefully you guys took something from this video, or at least had someone to sit and watch while you ate your lunch, you know what I mean? That reminds me, I wanna go make a peanut butter sandwich, so I hope you guys are doing okay wherever you are. I'm sending you all of my love. I do want to bring some attention to an organization that I think is amazing and doing amazing work right now. I'm gonna link it down below. Actually, a few of them. I know a lot of YouTubers have been doing this, but if you are in a position to be able to give, I would highly encourage you to do so. All the information will be linked down below, but I love you guys so, so much. Please be kind and gentle with yourself, and I will see you in the next video.